And now I'd like to introduce our next Boston Police Commissioner, Michael Cox.
Thank you all.
Go Mike! Go Mike!
Thank you. You know, it's hot out here, so I won't talk long, but I do consider this a homecoming. I wish my mother was still alive to see it. I grew up at the house right at the end of the corner, and I did spend a lot of time in this park growing up. And all people should be able to spend times in parks without worrying about crime or fear of crime and things of that nature. And so that is something we're going to look forward to. But first I want to start off by thanking the mayor. Mayor Wu, I didn't know her very well. But in the short time that we've come to talk and meet, I realized that our visions are in line. Her vision for the city is very much how I see the vision for the police department. When we talk about things like diversity, equity, and inclusion, well, that's very important for the police department. The police department needs to look like the communities of which we serve. Police departments need to include every resident to hear how you want to be policed, what's important to you, what you're afraid of, what you need, so we can serve you better. So we're going to re-emphasize and go back to some of our community policing basics that we've been very good at in the past, and make sure we start to implement that again. COVID's been tough for everyone, but the reality is that we need each other, and we need to be around people, and officers need to get out of their cars and start to move around and actually engage residents. Most of you all might know me from at least newspaper clippings about an incident that happened in 1995. And clearly, I was a victim of some unconstitutional policing. No different than probably incidents that have happened throughout the country to black and brown, people in general. But the reality is, I was a victim of that, but that's not who I am.
All right.
I took on public service because I wanted to help the public. I wanted to give back to the communities of which I live, like so many other officers that I know that work on this job and still work on this job. Right? But the reality is every once in a while these things happen, and the narrative, it gets taken over by these individuals. And so after this incident happened, I had a choice: either quit, leave, or stay. And I chose to stay because I believe in policing in a community-friendly way. And I know the men and women that I work with believe in that same thing too. And the reality is, me leaving was not going to help. So I spent all my time and effort not talking about it at the time, because for those who know me, this is probably the most they probably ever heard me talk. But the reality is, my goal was to learn and grow and be a model for the police department and the people in the police department to make sure that kind of incident never happened again. And so I did a lot. I went back to school multiple times. I got multiple degrees. I worked in multiple areas within the police department, all trying to learn the best way to help and grow and make this department better. Right? And so I spent another 24 years after that incident in the police department, right, with a bunch of men and women that work hard every day to serve you all. And we're going to make sure that you get to know who they are, that you get to know, what it is that we can do to help your lives get better. We're going to, give back in so many different ways. We're going to be present in every community. We're going to get to know the cultures of all the people that we serve to make sure we never make a mistake and confuse someone's culture from behavior that's considered criminal in some way, shape, or form. We need to understand the people that we police and the communities that we police, so we never have any unintended consequences.